In the inner city of Mumbai, India, not far from the poverty-stricken slums on the road, stands Antilia, the most expensive home ever built. This home has 27 stories and it's 568 feet high, granting the massive structure with prime views of the sea. In technical terms, Antilia is the second most expensive residential property in the world, considering Buckingham Palace is worth around $5 billion. However, Buckingham Palace is considered a crown property. Meanwhile, Antilia is a private residence, with some prices estimating as high as $2 billion. Even still, any list in which a residential is preceded by Buckingham Palace pretty much guarantees that the place is going to be over-the-top luxurious. And it's likely a house I'll love to move into. Well, let's talk about the interior of a $2 billion home. Mine is better, but anyways. Antilia has several ceilings that are double or triple heighted, so a 27-floored skyscraper looks more like a 50-floored building. Can you imagine being as tall as an ordinary 27-floor building? Funny. On some of the lower floors, there is a multi-level car lot that can hold 168 vehicles, including Ambani Precious 5 Crore Maybach. Somewhere in that car lot is also a car service station. But if the cars aren't your style, don't worry. The home also has 3 helipads. Both the private car lot and helipad are violations of residential bylaws in Mumbai. But from what we can tell, no one has forced the billionaire's hand to make any changes. Above the car lot, you'll find an extraordinary lobby with 9 elevators. Further up is a 2-story recreation center with a pool, a gym, a bar, a studio and a yoga place. Floors like these are how Jeff Bezos transformed his I Sell Books body to I Sell What I Want physique. As we continue to explore, we'll run into a spa and a ballroom. The ballroom is adorned with multiple crystal chandeliers that cover 80% of the ceiling, leaving a shameful 20% exposed. To capitalize on the entertainment focus areas of the home, there's a movie theater that fits 50 viewers. Come on, man. Only one movie theater. Step up the game, bud. Nonetheless, there are multiple balconies and terraces with gardens hanging over the sleek facade along the home. The vegetation attached to the sides of the building are meant to absorb sunlight, in order to keep the interior as cool as possible. Now, if you own that kind of big house, imagine the electricity bill. As if all this luxury wasn't enough of an escape from the hot, busy streets of Mumbai, the home comes fitted with an ice room, equipped a snow generator, meant to mimic a winter wonderland. A creative addition rivaled only by the likes of Willy Wonka. The immaculate structure was designed by architects Perkins and Will from Chicago. The interior design was overseen by an Australian company called Leighton Holdings, while the 4,000 square foot building is home to just 6. It's also meant to make a room for a staff of 600 cooks, cleaners and security. So that makes the size of the mansion less excessive, right? I double-checked the stat, by the way, and I can confirm a 100 stuff per family member. The building is named after the legendary island, also called the Isle of the Seven Cities. The tale of this island originates from an old Liberian legend, in which bishops fleeing from the Muslim conquest of Hispania escaped to an island and created 7 settlements there. There's not much else on that fun fact, and no one seems to know why the owners of the home took to that fabled island. But that's the thing with being a billionaire. No one questions your decisions. Considering the unique shape of the skyscraper and the fact that the construction cost 10 figures, it'd be a fair assumption to presume the design of the home is symbolic, or at least on purpose. And that assumption would be correct. This incredible structure was crafted with Hindi influence and generously laced with religious symbolism. There are 6 sections of home that are meant to reflect water, fire, air, sound and light. These elements were placed from bottom to top as to mimic not Nickelodeon Avatar. Throughout the mansion, there are 2 recurring motifs: the sun and the lotus. These symbols are meant to represent rebirth. The materials used to stand for these themes include marble, crystal, pearl. There is a temple in the home, which the family of 6 goes to pray regularly. There are many statues of Hindu deities throughout the home, including the Hindu god Ganesh, revered as the remover of obstacles, and Shiva, the Hindu deity who destroys to make way for new creation, along with religious themes and the motives of lotus and sun. The house is said to have been inspired by the Atlantic Ocean. The owner of the $2 billion home is Mukesh Ambani, the petroleum titan, chairman of Reliance Industries, and the richest man in India. Mukesh is responsible for 1/5 of India's exports, which is absolutely outrageous, considering India makes up for 1/3 of the Earth's population. Mukesh's father created a business that turned into the world's biggest producer of polyester, fibers and yarns. Mukesh multiplied his inheritance many times over to become one of the richest men in all of the Asia. For years, Mukesh was a member of the top 10 richest people in the world, and during one surge in India's stock market in 2007, he was believed to be the richest man on planet. But as of recently, he sits comfortably at the 20th spot. Mukesh is worth $40.1 billion and is 61 years old. Mumbai is the commercial capital of India and is also called the city that never sleeps because I guess they didn't know that slogan was already taken. This city is also home to the entertainment industry in India, so it's commonly known as Bollywood. Yet another thing they ripped from the United States. While the city is home to the world's most expensive house, it's unfortunately also home to the world's largest slum. While the house was built on the richest stripe of land in Mumbai, it's hard to not notice the contrast in a city like Mumbai, with such depths of poverty just blocks away. Gian Parkas H. told the New York Times in 2010 that the home is way reflective of how the rich are turning their faces away from the city. In Mumbai, 40% of children under the age of 5 are underweight. The gap between the rich and the poor is as stark vast here as any other place in the world. However, Mukesh bought his wife an Airbus for her birthday for $60 million. He had the passenger jumbo jet refitted with a living room, a bedroom, satellite TV, a sky bar and a spa. That's pretty much all I have on Antilia and the Ambani family. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe to The Wealthiest. And I'll see you in the next video.